What's going on, everyone? It's Coach Ed with another installment of my top 10 draft picks. Right now, I'm going to go through the tight ends. Um, give you my insight into the top five, give a little scouting report, but, of course, I'll give you the top 10. And, I'll talk about a little diamond in the rough briefly, but, give you a little insight in what I think. I like adding that into the whole concept. But before I do that, if you're new to my channel, just make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button. And everyone, like and share on all your social media platforms. It helps my channel grow, and I really appreciate everyone helping to make the channel grow. So, with that being said, my top 10 tight ends starting at number 10 will be Luke Schoonmaker from Michigan. He's 6'6", 250 pounds. Coming in at number 9 is Zach Kuntz from Old Dominion University. He's 6'8", 250 pounds. Coming in at number 8 is Josh Weil from Cincinnati, 6'6", 260 pounds. At 7 will be Cameron Laitu from Alabama, 6'5", 250 pounds. Coming in at number 6 will be Luke Musgrave from Oregon State, 6'6", 250 pounds. Now, coming in at number 5, Tucker Kraft from South Dakota State, 6'5", 255 pounds. He's 22 years of age. Now, his strengths are he has good quick movement, very good size, is able to play inline, motion, or flex out, good body adjustment for a big body tight end, good use of his hands, catching the ball away from his body. He is a willing blocker, has a very good football IQ, has the ability to elude defenders for a big tight end, does a good job breaking tackles, does an excellent job protecting the ball, keeping it away from defenders. So in other words, what I mean is if a defender is coming at him this way, he knows not to keep the ball in this hand. He'll rotate it over to the other hand to protect it so a defender doesn't come down and pop that ball out. He's very physical when he's running the ball, and he's projected to follow in the mold of Dallas Goedert because they both came from the same university. Now, his needs for improvements are the level of competition because he did play at the FCS level. He has a limited route tree. Can he handle the blocking at the NFL level? He needs to understand having good pad level in the blocking game. And how does he handle the physicality of the NFL? So those are some of the needs for improvement that I have for Tucker Kraft. Coming in at number 4 is Sam Laporta from Iowa, 6'4", 250 pounds, and he's 22 years of age. He's quick, so he has very good quickness. He's an athletic tight end. He plucks the ball out of the air, eliminating the body catching. He has a good football IQ as he understands the difference in the passing concepts. He reads defenses well to attack zone or man coverages. He can run any pattern. He has good use of the hips when settling into his routes or his breaks. He has good sides in shielding the defensive backs from the ball and the speed to run away from the linebackers. He's very sneaky in running the split zone, which leads to open passes. And what do I mean by that is split zone, the tight end is usually on the wing in the H-back position, and he comes across the formation like he's going to do a wham block or, some type of a block against the defensive end. But when he's coming, he sneaks underneath them or around them and usually ends up open in the flat zone area. And he's very, very elusive when he has the ball in his hands. Now, his needs for improvements are he plays highs. He's very limited in the blocking game. He needs to gain strength and understand his hand placement and how to use a good dry base within the blocking game. He needs to gain an overall better sense of balance, especially in the blocking game, so he doesn't get knocked around. And one of the things that I notice is he throws what I call chicken wing blocks on occasion. And that's, coming in and just going like, throwing his elbow and his shoulder at a defender instead of attacking, driving hands and using your base and your feet in the blocking game. So that's what I have on Sam Laporta. Next up at number 3 is Darnell Washington from Georgia, 6'7", 270 pounds, and he's 21 years old. He's a humongous tight end. He's literally an offensive tackle in a tight end's body. He has great strength in the run game. When he gets his hands on the defender, he's locked on and he will finish the block on whoever he's blocking. He does a great job working his hands inside on the defenders. So even if he starts outside, he does a good job of working it inside to stay locked on and stay in control. He plays with a good base and drives his feet to move whoever he's blocking, and he can move a defensive back, linebacker, defensive end, as well as a defensive tackle. So he runs his feet on the outside blocking and works hard to get his hips into a blocking position. So if they're attacking on the outside zone and there's a guy on his outside edge, he works hard to run his feet to attack the outside shoulder of that defender and get his hips to swing it around so he can seal it. He does a very good job with that. He's very athletic for his size. I mean, I've seen him jumping over other defenders once he's running with the ball. When he's focused, he has a large catch radius, when he extends his hands to the when he extends his hands for the catch. I mean, I've even seen him do a one-handed catch, and it's masterful how he does it. Is strong when making the contested catches, and with good coaching, he could develop into a top NFL tight end. I really think he's that good. Now, his need for improvements is he's still developing as a pass catcher. So running the routes, the little nuances of getting in and out, dropping your hips, how to fake defenders. He's still working on that. He needs to better read defensive coverage. He doesn't create great separation in his route running. He has average speed, so he won't run away from defenders. So that's my notes on Darnell Washington, number 3. Coming in at number 2 is Dalton Kincaid from Utah, 6'4", 240. He's 23 years old. Now, his strengths are he plays with good football IQ, he's a very athletic tight end, good at setting up the defender for use of the double moves, is quick getting in and out of his routes. He sinks his hips well when settling into his routes or getting out of his breaks. When the play is away from him, he does a good job of finding the open area so the quarterback can find him. He has a good understanding of the passing game concepts and how to attack the defensive coverages. I'm sorry. He creates great separation from the defenders when he's running his routes. He's able to contort his body in the air to make off-body catches. He does a good job of getting his feet inbounds when he's by the sideline, and he's fast enough to run away from the linebackers, and he's big enough to shield the defensive backs away from the ball. Needs for improvement is he can definitely add a few more pounds so he can be more physical in his game. As an inline blocker, he needs to get stronger and play with a stronger base against a bigger defender. He lacks explosion with his blocks, and he needs to have better use of his hands whenever he's blocking. So overall, his blocking has to improve for him to be a better tight end in the NFL, and that's Dalton Kincaid. And number 1 coming in is Michael Mayer from Notre Dame, 6'4", 265, and he's 21 years old. Strengths are great size and physicality, can play physically in the blocking game. He works his hands inside with the blocks. He does a good job of working the double teams. He has good use of his shoulders whenever he is blocking, so he gets his hands in there, but whenever he needs to, he can get his shoulders to twist his shoulders to help bring the defender back into a locked position. He properly drops his hips when he's settling into a zone area or with the breaks when he's running his routes. He catches the football with his hands and not his body, and that's very important. He has a good understanding and use of the angles when he's running his routes, is strong after the catch and is not easily dragged down. In his route running, he's quick getting out into his routes. He uses his head well when he's faking a defender, is physical when running routes, does not easily get knocked off of his routes. He's good and strong at hand fighting with the defenders when he is running his routes. He works very hard at improving any deficiencies, and he uses his size and his strengths to wall off defenders when necessary. Improvement is better understanding of blocking angles, needs to be better in the split zone blocking. He has to get more fit. He has to get, excuse me, his physicality has to improve in the blocking game. He needs to work his feet when engaged in his blocking, become more balanced in his blocks. Uh, as a moving tight end, he tends to miss his block or he takes the wrong angle, and he has average speed. So that's my list of tight ends. Sorry for the mix-ups. You have Michael Mayer, number one, Dalton Kincaid, number two, Darnell Washington, number three, Sam Laporta, number four, Tucker Kraft, number five, Luke Musgrave, number six, Cameron Latu, number seven, Josh Weil, number eight, Zach Kuntz, number nine, and Luke Schoonmaker, number 10. Now, my diamond in the rough is number nine, Zach Kuntz from Old Dominion. I mean, 6'8", 250. He's a big guy. I mean, now you can question, the level of play because he did play the group of five level of the FBS level of football. So there are, you may want to question his level, but initially he did was recruited and he did sign on to play at Penn State before he transferred to Old Dominion. I mean, the kid is big. I mean, he catches that ball, he high points the ball, he attacks it. So I'm interested to see, during the draft process, if he's invited to the combine, does he improve? What is his speed? What is his quickness? Because later on when I do another top 10, it may change and he may move up, he may move down, who knows? But that's my diamond in the rough. So um, that's it for today. In the comment section, you guys let me know what you think. Am I missing someone? Do you agree with my ranking? What would your ranking be? You know, Go ahead, comment, let me know what you think. I really appreciate it. I love the interaction in reference to this. So, with that being said, thanks again for tuning in. And you know what I say in sports, make sure you turn it on and turn it up. Peace.